Today, we are going to talk about two key ways we communicate, verbally and non-verbally. These are the building blocks of how we connect with others, both in our personal lives and in more formal settings. We'll break down what each one is, how they work, and why they're so important in the information context. Let's get started. Verbal communication. This is the type of communication we use when we speak or write. Verbal communication is all about using words to share our thoughts, ideas, and information with others. It's a way for us to express what we think and feel. There are two main functions of verbal communication. Communicative function. This helps us to share meanings with others. For example, when you are working on a group project, you use verbal communication to discuss ideas and make sure everything understands what to do. And psychological function. This helps us to plan and control our own thoughts and actions, as well as coordinate with others. For instance, when you give yourself instructions or explain your ideas to a friend, you're using verbal communication in a psychological way. It's also important to remember that effective communication requires something called intersubjectivity. This means that the people involved in the conversation need to connect their thoughts and understanding to reach a shared agreement. Now, let's talk about the broader picture. Verbal communication isn't just about the words we say, it's also about how we say them. This is where paraverbal communication comes in. Paraverbal communication includes things like tone, how your voice sounds. Are you speaking loudly, softly, angrily, or happily? The rhythm, the speed of your speech. Are you talking quickly or slow? The intonation, the pitch of your voice. Does it go up at the end of a sentence or does it stay flat? These aspects add extra meaning to our words and can change how the message is received by the others. This suggests that in practice, verbal communication alone may not be sufficient to capture the audience's attention of interest. Therefore, it's essential to complement this speech with elements of nonverbal communication and body language to achieve greater effectiveness in conveying the message. Nonverbal communication isn't just something extra, it actually complements what you say with words. Sometimes it can even reinforce or contradict your verbal message, which can change how the person you're talking to understands what you mean. Now let's talk about something really important, the culture. Dominguez explains that how we interpret nonverbal signals can be very different depending on where we come from. For example, the physical distance we keep when talking to someone isn't the same everywhere. In some cultures, people stand close, while in others they prefer more space. The same goes with gestures and facial expression. What's friendly in one place may be rude in another. Castro highlights several important nonverbal codes that play a big role in how we communicate. Physical contact, that includes hugs, handshakes, or other forms of touch. What is appropriate in one place can vary a lot in other cultures. Proximity, this is about how close you stand to someone when you're talking. Again, this varies depending on where you're from. Positioning, how you position yourself in a room can say a lot about your role and status. The gestures, their movements of your hands, feet, or head can emphasize your speech and even replace words. The body gesture, the way you sit, stand, or walk can show how confident you are, how comfortable you feel. Facial expression, your facial expression, especially around the eyes and mouth, reveal your emotion. Gaze, how you use eye contact can communicate interest, respect, and even aggression. Microexpressions, there are tiny, involuntary facial movements that can reveal hidden emotion. Appearance, what you wear, your hairstyle, and accessories can communicate something about you. And paralanguage, as we mentioned before, this includes your tone, volume, and the pace of your speech. Understanding these nonverbal codes alone with what we say verbally is crucial for effective communication, especially in today's multicultural world. So, why do we need to pay attention to both verbally and non-verbal communication? If we only focus on the words we say, we might miss out how words are perceived. Sometimes, if the tone or body language doesn't match the word, the message can be misunderstood. That's why it's important to think about how you are saying something, not just what you are saying.